What's up, fiends? Lucard here, and I'm back with the final movie review 2024. Today, we're digging into the upcoming horror anthology, Phil Herman's Unearthed. I'll get to the various directors and actors when we get to each story. First off, I'd like to thank Phil Herman for sending a copy to watch and review for you guys. He is a low-budget auteur with a plethora of horror goodness in his catalog, which you can get a lot of his movies by contacting him on Facebook. Now, on to the movie. So we start off with the wraparound story of this creepy-looking gravedigger named Doom, played by Christopher Collar, as he unearths a journal from the grave of his love, Lucinda, and he proceeds to read us 4 chilling stories. This wraparound is fairly simple and gets to the point, but it looks great, and there are a couple really cool shots here, such as there's a shot from inside the grave looking out that I thought was really cool. So yeah, good way to start off the movie. So then Doom gives us the first story, and it's called The Ties That Bind, directed by Derek Brash, and stars Lillian Lamore and Heather Harlow. We start off with a female hiker being attacked in the woods, and then the search and rescue party that gets underway. This is a tale of 2 cops trying to find the culprit, and how the family of one of the cops deals with the whole thing. This is a most intriguing story. There are twists and turns that keep you guessing the whole way. This is the longest of the stories, clocking in at nearly 40 minutes, but it flies by. You really don't tell it's that long. And I could easily see this one being stretched out into a full feature. Our next story is called Look Towards the Sky, directed by Will Devakes and stars Will himself, Christina Santiago, and Septum Sin. This is the story of an Ocean City man named Frank, who has been missing for 3 days. Frank then returns naked in the backyard, and he tells his family what he remembers. Now, from the title, I'm sure you've guessed, this is an alien abduction story. So I was immediately intrigued because I'm a sucker for alien abduction stories. Now, I will not give anything away, but there is a subtext of there's more going on than you know. And I'd like to highlight Christina Santiago's performance here. She's really excellent as Frank's wife, Julie, and I really felt her concern, and it's probably my favorite performance in the whole movie. Now on to story number 3, Clean House, directed by Marcelo Fabani and stars Melissa Reyes and Claudio Martin. This one is the tale of a field worker named Andrea experiencing some unexplained phenomenon at her house after she gets a visit from a witch. So she calls in a priest for help. I really enjoyed this one a lot as well. I love the beginning. It's shot almost silent film style for the first third of it. There's no talking. It's just images and like creepy music, which is also fantastic in this short. I also really enjoyed the makeup, and it has a really wicked ending. That's all I'll say. Our final tale here is called Highway Rivalry from director James Panetta. This one stars some pretty heavy low-budget folks here. Phil Herman, Debbie D, Tina Kraus, and Mike E. Pringle. There is a highwayman killer on the loose while a lonely housewife flees when her husband has a heart attack. She is, of course, picked up by a strange man on the highway. What could go wrong? This one also has lots of twists and turns. This story actually has the best gore in the whole movie. It's not over the top, but it looks really good. And I thought the ending was pretty neat as well. So overall, I highly recommend this anthology. All 4 stories are pretty strong, which is a rarity. Usually there's 1 or 2 that are not so great. My only real gripes with the film is Doom's voice being a little too overmodulated at times, making it a little difficult to understand. And there was also a couple of uses of CG. As I'm sure you know, not the biggest fan of CG. That being said, the CG that was used, most of it looks pretty good. So for a rating, I'm going to give Phil Herman's Unearthed 4.5 bats out of 5. Phil has slowly been perfecting the anthology films for a while now, with this one being his best so far, in my opinion. You get 4 unique stories, all very well done, and on such a limited budget. You'll be able to pick up Phil Herman's Unearthed on Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS, and it'll also be streaming sometime in January. So be sure to check it out. You won't regret it. And remember to keep supporting independent cinema like this. It's what we need. Until next time, adios, Bela Lugosi.